I thought we'd start this Wednesday broadcast off with a little dance. So get out of your seat wherever you are and salsa with me. Wake up. Are you with me? Are you awake yet? Woo! All right. Welcome to The Community Secret, a show we host here at Localtude every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, or wherever you are. Here at Localtude, we believe the world is full of people eager to support small and buy local. But we also know it's not exactly easy. And it's time to start talking about how. I'm your host, Christina Safford, community whisperer, and I know the secret to small business success and for communities to thrive. It's when real people come together to support each other. Shh. Okay, it's no real secret, but I'm committed to helping you find easy ways to actually be able to support the small businesses in your community. And today we are talking about something that nobody seems to want to talk about. Can you guess what it is? And then afterwards, I'm going to give you a trick to use to help yourself support small and buy local in that moment right before you hit click to buy, okay? So I promised you that we were going to be talking about something today that nobody wants to talk about. And I'm not sure why, because our president is talking about it. Our vice president is talking about it. Your credit card company is even talking about it. Everybody's talking about supporting small businesses, which is awesome. Except there's something nobody's talking about. Nobody's actually talking about how to do that. I mean, there's this huge demand in the world right now to support local businesses, right? Name something in the comments that you've seen lately in the last 24 hours, in the last week, where you saw a promotion for support small, buy local, support your small business owners. Business owners are the backbone of America. We're the cornerstone, gosh, I hear it all day, every day, everywhere. And yet there's no actual action or focus on a fix, an actual way to do that thing that everybody's talking about. And that's not going to do us much good. So we're going to start talking about it. And that's what we're doing here on The Community Secret each Wednesday at 11:30. We're going to start talking about how do you actually do that? Because we have to face the core reality that supporting local businesses isn't easy. It's not. Up here it is. Up here we all have the passion, we all have the motivation, the drive, the desire, right? But when you actually go to do it, it's just not all that easy. And I think the problem out there is we don't want to admit that. But that's silly, because if we can't admit it, then we can't fix it. So we're going to start talking about it, that thing that, shh, everybody be quiet. Let's not talk about how. Well, we have to talk about how, because business owners need to know how, communities need to know how. We need to start giving solutions, not just a conversation, not just this overarching like ideal that we want to achieve in the perfect world. That's not going to happen if we don't start talking about how we do it. So, if small businesses are the backbone of America, then we need actual solutions. We need to be practical. We need to start teaching communities different strategies on how to support small businesses. We need to start getting in there and teaching business owners, here's how you connect to your local communities. These are the things they need. So there's an intersection, okay? And this is the whole concept behind what we're doing here at Localtude. There is an intersection where two things cross. And that point is the secret sauce, if you will. That intersection is between what the small business owner needs and what a community member shopping needs. And that point that they intersect is the point at which everybody wins. And when everybody wins and real people are behind those wins, not corporations, then things start changing in huge ways. I mean, the world would be a different place. Think about that for a minute. If we stopped doing all of those things we do on a regular, habitual basis, and we do them supporting large corporations, if we switched all of those things over, and I know you're going to say, that's impossible, I can't. Well, hang on. Just hang on a second, because you can. And that's exactly what we're going to teach you to do. And we're not going to teach you all today. You're going to have to become part of the conversation, part of the community. Start getting involved in this, because we're going to feed this to you, but we can't teach it all to you in one sit down episode. But we are going to start teaching you the strategies behind this, because it can be that simple. But think about it. If we were to switch all of those habits that we do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, and we switch them off of corporations and putting our money into some big corporation we don't even know, and we transitioned all of that, all of those habits into a place where we're supporting a real person that actually benefits from our money going into that, the United States would thrive. I mean, the world would thrive, but we're focused here at Localtude on the United States for now. And we're not just launching in one little community. We are launching nationwide, because that's how important we think this conversation is. So I want to say this. It's not about advertising. We have enough advertising. We have enough noise. We have enough social media posts. We have enough instant ads telling us what we should buy. We have enough, automations like popping up in our feeds telling us, do this, do this. But that's all driven by corporations. It's time that we shift our focus off of all of that, off of the big guys, and put the monies back into communities. And the way we do that, and what we're going to talk about today, and we'll talk more about other strategies in future, episodes. So make sure you join us and click the bells for notifications and be here every Wednesday. But what we're wanting to present to you today, what I want to stress today, is those habits that you do on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis can switch from things that you do with corporations into things you do with real people. And here's what I hear from people every time I say that. Well, it's too expensive. Or it's just not convenient. Or, well, yeah, I'd love to, but... And then there's a million reasons: time, function. Lubna, welcome. Maria, welcome. Hola. We are excited about switching the focus into really creating new habits for people. Think about the things you buy on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis, and drop them in the comments for me, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this on replay. Drop in the comments. What are some of those things you buy? Is it formula or diapers for your baby? Is it medications? Is it dog food? Is it soap? Is it, what is it? What are those things you buy on a regular reoccurring basis that you could switch from putting money that you buy those things with anyway, from a corporate entity into a real person benefiting in your community? And before you say, well, that's just not possible, it's too expensive, it's not convenient, it's whatever. Well, it's not. But you don't know how, because you don't have access to those people. We have done so much market research, and yeah, there are small companies out there that are more expensive because they have real people behind those creators making those things, and because the quality is better, and because of a million different reasons. So sometimes it is a little more expensive, but I think you'd be surprised once you have access to find them, and you're not having to go through a Google search engine or an overarching corporation telling you what to buy. When you can actually find and source those things, then you start to see that the price difference isn't that different. So you might be surprised once you can actually locate them. And that's what we're helping you to do here at Localtude. And the other piece to that is it's not convenient, right? It's not as easy. I can't just go by Target on my way home or click, on Amazon and just have it show up at my doorstep. Again, you might be surprised. There are a ton of small businesses in your area where you can pick it up same day. You don't even get it next day or 2 days later. You can pick it up that day. There's a lot of places that deliver, especially with the changes the world has experienced over the past year or two. There's a lot of places that do deliver. So you might be surprised if you just ask. And in terms of convenience, I want you to think about this. Convenience is simply a habit. I'm going to say it again. Convenience is simply a habit. You go by Target on your way home because that's your habit. And because it's a one-stop shop and you can get everything you need. But couldn't that habit switch to the local market? Or couldn't that habit switch to taking your family to the farmer's market each week? Or couldn't that habit switch to stopping by your, crafter's spot that's on the way home? There are solutions here if we start to think about it in a different way. And sometimes we're going to have to take a little leap of faith and change our habits, but it can be done. And so as you're doing it, I want you to jump back in and tell us about an experience you have, this video or one of our social media channels. I want you to jump back in and tell us which habits are changing for you. Because as we start to change those habits, as this starts to become a real conversation in the world, and as we start to give you the tools necessary to find those places in your local area, or even online so that it can show up to your doorstep, I think you're going to find that buying local isn't as hard as you thought it was. And I think that the beautiful, wonderful thing about what happened with COVID in our world is that a lot of those places that were previously difficult to access in terms of shipping, in terms of delivery, in terms of same-day pickup, now offer all of those options. And so we can look at the cup half full and be excited about that. And I want you to start thinking inside that creative way to take those habits you have, those daily purchases, those weekly purchases, those monthly purchases, and switch them over to somebody, to a real person who's going to benefit from it instead of a corporation. All right, so I am so glad you're here and you joined us today. It's so exciting to me, and I love that you're here participating and commenting and talking to me, and I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to leave you with a couple tips for your brain, okay? We're going to put your brain in a game show, okay? Because this is the biggest game in town, and it might be a challenging one, but we can win it together. So game show time for your brain. And the first of my tips is that the next contestant in the game show for small business is you. Don't forget that you have a part to play, and it takes us all. Loyalty and engagement are keys to small business success. And so looking at your regular purchases is a big, big, big one. Don't forget to look at those and let me know how you change them this week or this month. Don't forget to ask your local spots about loyalty rewards. That's something we're going to be talking about next week. And don't forget the testimonials are key for small businesses. So shout it out. Shout it out to friends and family on your social media, wherever it makes sense for you. Okay? And remember, we're in a game show here. So I am going to present you with tip number 2, a trivia challenge for your brain to think outside the box. Because shopping small isn't like shopping in corporations. We have to think different, okay? So this is your trivia challenge. I want you to think pre-order, events, and buy 2, gift 1. We're going to be talking about all of that as we come up, but these are things you're going to hear me say over and over and over. Trivia challenge for your brain is, can you pre-order something? Can you get involved in an event they're having, and can you buy 2 and gift 1? You'll hear us talk about all of those soon. And the last part of a game show, as always, at the winning moment of the game is that your final answer? And I'm going to leave you with this tip today is before you click to buy, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. 1, do I know a real person that can benefit from this purchase instead of a corporation? I don't know. 2, can I pick it up today instead of having it delivered tomorrow? And 3, is there an expert I can talk to about this if something goes wrong? All right, we'll leave you. Thank you so much for joining us on The Community Secret today. It is a new era for small businesses. That era is now. It is high time to switch our focus from corporations and into communities where our hearts are. Okay? That starts with you and I taking the first step, and I'm here to support you in taking that step. I welcome you to the Local Tude family and hope you'll join us again next Wednesday at 11:30 Pacific, or whatever time zone that would be for you. Be sure to let a community-minded friend of yours know about the show and invite them to watch as well. We'd love to build up our community and become community strong. If you'd like more information about what we're doing at LocalTude, feel free to jump at localtude.com or any of the social media channels, and we will see you next week. Ciao, and have a great time with the rest of your day. Ciao.